find me on Fiverr at fiverr.com/gamergirlcalva or by looking up gamergirlcalva where I can say funny little things at the starting price of $5.
Last time on danganronpa lapse.
Say doesn't deserve to be in a killing game. Literally, Say deserves it the least out of all of us. Literally, done nothing wrong ever. Say, how dare you! I said you did nothing wrong! And you, with your little fancy little rings, came in here and said, here's Johnny!
And now back to, please, one of my favorite again. I can't do it anymore, please.
Hello everyone, my name is Cal, and today we are back with another episode of danganronpa lapse. Yes, I know, I've been itching to record this one. I know it's right after the other one, and my schedule's kind of been danganronpa lapse and another video, then danganronpa lapse and another, but I really want to get back to this, and I think we're near the end because I think this game is about 10 hours. Also, we are near it. So far what we've been seeing is very end game shit, so I'm gonna try to record to the end today and we're just gonna see what happens. Enough of that. Last episode, Say went sicko mode, and that was so great. After I said she did absolutely nothing wrong. So yeah, that was probably a bad omen. And yeah, also, basically we investigated around Cyrus's room. The other group went to investigate the newly opened area, which we thought was the exit, but it wasn't. Thank you so much, Zero, for the false advertising. Oh my god. Clickbait. And then when we came back after exploring the dormitories, we went back to, and we also went to the courtroom but found nothing of value there. And then when we went back to the lobby, because there was a body discovery announcement in one of the newly open areas, Canon was dead in the foyer. But we knew that there might be another body. And we were already sus as Say, because, we saw some things that, connected Say to, Zero or Akihito, whatever his name is. Then and then the chandelier dropped on Missy and Forte, and then, yeah. And, and it didn't happen, guys. It didn't happen. We went back in time, but, and then, only after Echo died. Guess it's, some zero-time serial escape shit, where it's oh, you need to be in dire situations in order for you to shift. That's so cool. Oh my god. I wonder if that relates to why they're here. Anyway, yeah. And Say's the one who killed everyone. And turns out that after being hey, Aki, can I get out of this bitch, please? Turns out killing may not actually be the answer. Then we went back in time, and yeah, that's where we're continuing off. So yeah, let's get it going. How do I say that? Let's get it going. Okay. What was that?
Come on, you all! I'm being very generous right now. You know what you're up to? You're gonna waste, do you? Time's a wasting!
Zero's haunting voice rang through the halls once more, his laugh crackling through the speakers. Feels like an important choice. Perhaps I should think carefully. Again? Oh, okay, so we have to choose Lyle and Canon. Anyway, I wonder if it's this both ways. If we pick Lyle and Canon in the first place, then we are forced to also go through Missing Forte's out. I felt this sense of deja vu. The announcement urging us to split up. The importance of this decision. Ooh. Okay, so Echo does remember. Okay, I was a little is it just oh, plot, here's a convenient way to go back and undo your fucky ducky. But everyone was alive? Did this horrible things actually happen, or did I imagine it? Hey, come on, it's not that hard of a decision. Obviously, pick me. Echo, we need to get moving. Yeah. Couldn't begin to understand what happened when I went with Missy and Forte. Regardless, I didn't want to experience whatever that was again. Instead, I chose to go with Lyle and Canon. Oh, please don't tell me that just because Say is going with them, that Say is gonna please. I'll go with Lyle and Canon. It was decided. I joined Lyle and Canon near the foyer doors. Say joined Missy and Forte on the opposite side of the center class table. And that's that. We'll each investigate to our fullest abilities and rendezvous here before 4 p.m. That alright with you, Lyle? Yes, ma'am. I'm already bitching on my way out. I had already begun walking past the doors before she even asked. Canon suddenly matched his pace. I hastened to keep up. We stepped through the doorway into the darkness. Into the darkness we go. But what was going on? I wonder if the code we found the other route will be useful here. I rubbed my shoulder, reaching for the distant pain that haunted only my memories. I glanced back at the other group. Missy gave a small parting wave before turning down the hallway to do her investigation with Forte and Say. It's like nothing happened. I can only hope nothing awful would happen here. My eyes adjusted to dim lighting as we were quickly met with stairs that tumbled down a dark length. Not a single word was exchanged between the three of us as we trudged down the steps, further away from the foyer's glittering hall. An anxious feeling rose in my stomach as I glanced back at the dying light. The other group was already out of sight. After some time, the foreign floor beneath us revealed itself at the bottom of the stairs. The hidden floor we gained access to stood in the stark contrast to the previous floors. The lighting was dim, the walls dark and cool. Regardless, it remained decorated with delicate gold furnishing and a familiar service kiosk. An elevator hall divided the room into 2 equal halves, similarly to the main floor. Hey, looks like we can take this elevator back up to the main wing, huh? Probably, but what's the use of going back now? Made a decision to split up and we need to investigate. Look for an exit.
That really need to be said, bitch.
Lyle instructed the two of us, but before anyone could get very far, we could hear the unfortunately now familiar speaker crackle.
So you all decide to split up, huh? That's alright. No sweat off my back, figuratively speaking, obviously. Thanks, your fancy bracelets. I can still locate wherever you are. There's no escaping for you quite yet. Anyway, I have a very special big motive for you all later, but for now, how about some fun little gifts? Gift time! It's like Secret Santa! Not for everyone, mind you, because some of you have been naughty kids this Christmas. These will be for Canon and Missy, respectively, at the nearest kiosks. Grab it if you want, or leave it for someone else to someone want. I don't care. At this point, whatever you do is meaningless anyway.
So the motives are given to the same people as before.
I'll check back in with you folks later. Enjoy your investigation.
The announcement ended. Lyle went over to the foyer kiosk as directed. Canon hurried to put herself between Lyle and the kiosks.
Not so fast. There's no way I'm letting you see whatever this messed up shit is.
How do we know it's gonna be bad?
Because it's 0, obviously. Everything in this place has been nothing but bad, genius. What makes you think this is any of your business anyway?
Lyle rolled his eyes and left Canon in relative peace, going about his way to search for an exit. I stood by in curiosity as the kiosk printed a small sheet, blank face up. Canon rips the sheet out of the receiver, balls it up in her fist, and stuffs it in her pocket without a glance. I thought she was going to stuff it in her mouth, just like eating it. I won't offer any motives if I don't look at the things you're trying to tease me with, right? Actually, that's smart. She has a point. That's very smart, actually. I guess so. For anything like Missy's motive, he was likely to be just as disturbing. Let's see. Here's a map of our current floor. Doesn't look like there's much here. 2 long halls paralleled each other at opposite ends of the room. Towards the back, opposite the stairs, were 2 larger rooms. One the trophy room, and the other... This is Monica's little empty room in the middle of fuck all nowhere. The maps of this floor look the same as the blueprints I saw when I went with Missy and Forte. The other room was still redacted. I wonder what that other room is. It doesn't show it on the kiosk map.
Even so, we're here anyway, so we can just visit the room to see what it is.
We stepped away from the kiosk to explore the underground floor.
Alright, glitchy room.
As we passed the 2 side halls, I took a peek in. They were listed as multi-purpose event halls, decorated settings for large gatherings. The large rooms are sparsely decorated with a number of tables, chairs, and not much else. The event halls are pretty, but like much of the building, they lacked any sort of quality of life. Canon and I wandered about, but not for very long. The singularly strange caught our attention. It was as if this place was never meant to be anything more than recreational. The entire time we explored, Kendall kept a safe distance from me as I pondered when would be the best time to make amends. While I was waiting for us back where we started. About time you lot caught up. Ugh, you're so slow.
What did you expect?
You didn't demand we all travel glued at the hip.
Hey now, come on.
The two glared at each other. A palpable tension burned in the air. Come on, guys, get along. So, stop glaring at each other like you're thinking about possible ways to murder each other. So, did you find any sign of an exit? No, the hallway behind me just goes to a shared elevator. Not an exit in sight. But I haven't looked in either of those rooms yet. One of those rooms listed as a trophy room, and the other is strangely redacted. Then let's check out the redacted one. My interest is piqued. The three of us approach the unlisted room. What does that say? There's a metal nameplate on the door, but it's scratched out. The laser engraving lost underneath the messy hacking. Of course, the name is conveniently scratched away. Oh, lovely plot convenience. I'll rather the doorknob, but it was locked tight. Our entry blocked by an active keypad.
See, nothing but bad.
Oh shit, get the code, Echo, get the code, Echo! It's your time to shine, Echo, come on, put those digits in, baby. The keypad's light indicator was red, waiting for a 6-digit code to unlock the door. Wait, 6 digits? No fucking way. I know 6 digits. 11037.
That's not 6 digits, idiot. That's 5.
Oh. Well, shit, I got nothing. Darn. I stared at the keypad for a moment and thought back to a strange experience I had not too long ago. The floor plan booklet listed 5 floor our game was meant to take place in. The details of the floor our current floor would turn out. Yet on the booklet's back panel, there was writing of 251110. What? The code, I think it's 251110. I repeat, what the fuck, Echo? Should I try it? I mean, it's not like we have any other leads, you know. I just pulled it out of my ass. Are you nuts? No! What if we blow up?
Why not? Come on, Lyle. I'm trying to be helpful.
Echo, you say you're not involved, but knowing the code to a keypad on the floor we've never been to is pushing it, don't you think? It has to be some kind of trick. You're setting us up for failure in that room. No. I don't know how to explain how I know. It's just I have this strange memory. When our group was splitting up, I went with Missy and Forte first, and we went to Cyrus's room. It was there that I saw writing of 6 digits. Yeah, right. That's awfully convenient information, don't you think? We only split up once. Where did you possibly find the time and means to do such a thing? I wish I could tell you, but I don't know. What happened earlier doesn't make a lick of sense to me either. I mean, there's a body discovery announcement. I think it was you. Stop! Lala's voice cut the air. Echo, I just don't understand you. First you turn everyone against Art, and then you do everything to deny Ashley's actions against Cyrus, and now you miraculously know the code for this door you've never seen? Just what on earth are you up to? Give me a reason to believe you're not involved. What stopped me from believing you're all a part of the act? From not having any remarkable talent to sabotaging the trials in every which way? Hang on! What do you have to gain by behaving like this? That's enough! Do you really think I wanted this? Look, I'm just as frustrated as you are! It was never my intention to turn everyone against Art. The circumstances we were in demanded a vote be cast lest everyone suffer the consequence. Everyone was gonna die otherwise. Do you really believe I'm an implicit factor in this game? Don't think for a second I wanted any of this to happen. I'm still at a complete loss of how I'm even here to begin with. You really think I wanted my best friend to go through the emotional turmoil she went through when she found out I was in this game? You really think I wanted her to die protecting me? Ugh. We're all in pain. And suffering isn't a competition. So I'm sorry that I don't have the answers to any of your questions, but I'm doing my best to combat these desperate feelings. After the second trial, I saw how hurt everyone looked. Not just for my sake, but because we found ourselves in something horrible and inescapable. I never asked for this ultimate student nonsense. And maybe it was selfish to want to protect Ashley, but what did you expect? You wanted to protect Art, didn't you? Arguing like this isn't gonna solve anything. I don't even know if the code will work, much less know what's in the room to begin with. And I don't expect you to trust me with it, but it's the only thing we have at the moment. I let out a defeated sigh. I'm sorry too. I'm just trying to find the reason why the only person who gave me the time of day had to leave so quickly. I can't. Man, Art and Lyle, literally, I can't fucking do it, man. His voice dropped to a low whisper. I feel like I let Art down. Messed up big time. He was misled by me, thinking Pandora was suspicious. It's my fault. Huh. Lyle was no different from me. He was trapped with the impression that his friend's downfall was a direct consequence from his actions. No. It's not as simple as that. No one is singularly at fault. I won't speak on behalf of Art, but given the threat of danger, I'm sure he just wanted to keep everyone safe. None of us could have known we would have ended up in this scenario, and Art, least of all, would truly want to cause harm. He strangled Pandora, though. I know, there's no denying that. He did what he thought was right to try and end the game. It's hard to say what's wrong and right. We can only move forward with our best judgment and learn from what we've experienced. We have to try at least. Right? I'm tired, Echo. I can't sleep. We might try to be cautious or take a risk and test the rules. The situation ends up being the same. We're still trapped. Still trapped and doomed to the responsibility of our past actions. We can't change anything that has happened. Kenon stared at the floor absently. Yeah, but there's nothing left to try but this. I just hope that you can trust me on this. Alright. Try the code. I nodded and approached the keypad. Oh wait. It's 251110. The keypad accepted the code, and the sound of a latch being released clicked out. Yes! It worked! Another crackling in the air interrupted me as I grasped a door handle. Shoot! Did Zero catch us in the act? My heart was racing. Did I accidentally set something off? I paused, and the three of us stood with bated breath.
Hey, just checking in with you all, having fun exploring the new digs? I bet you are! I have 2 more fun little gifts for you folks. What day and say?
We're getting further in. Okay. We're getting the motives for the other people.
There's so among song for the former and for the latter.
Oh, lovely.
Nothing. You're kind of insignificant, so such a gift suits the person, yeah? Enjoy this weird journey, kid. It's all in German, so it's nonsense to me.
Zero's voice dropped out and the tune carried on. This is disgusting. I hope this isn't copyrighted again. Why is Forte's opera shit always copyrighted? Okay, well, I'm just gonna talk over it and, hope that it doesn't cause too much issue. A gentle, haunting piano accompanying this droning soft vocals. I couldn't comprehend what was being said, but the atmosphere the song created was unnerving. Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, Zero didn't say anything about us entering this room. That aside, neither Lyle or I were recipients of Zero's gift. That's a good thing. Come on, Echo, let's see what's in there already. Let's ignore this creepy-ass music. Oh, right. Shaking the thought, I pushed the door open with a slow creak. Can this, music stop? Okay, thank you. Oh! There's pots? This really is a Zero Escape game, isn't it? Who's gonna have sex in the pot? Who's gonna make a baby and then send it back a few thousand years? Well, technically it's like a 100 years, but whatever! Upon entering the door, the ominous song ceased its crooning within the room. We found ourselves in a hexagonal eerie room with its full-length capsule-like objects creating the centerpiece. Standing workstations lined the walls corresponding to the capsule objects on each wall. Miscellaneous monitors and controls filled each section. What is this place? We stepped further in, our footsteps echoing through the chamber. If I had to guess our killing game scenario, one could say that it ought to be a cold room to store bodies. You think this is where they are? Well, it makes sense since this place was hidden behind layers of precautionary security, though it's not a very conventional design if that's the case. And cautiously towards one of the large capsules. There was a small display monitor at the foot of the closed capsule that read "Stable" in bright green letters. Spotting a small viewing window at the head of the capsule, I made my way over and peeked in. Oh! Is that, I don't know, Gaia? Is that their name? I don't know. Pandora's sibling. I stared back at the sight. I recall seeing this person's visage when I was with Missy and Forte. What is it? Lyle ran to the window, standing at the opposite side of me. His eyes widened. Is that Pandora?
This document says otherwise. Same last name, though.
Kendall was holding a metal chart that was hanging near the stable indicator. It's her! Voice was barely whispered. I stared at her. My vision twisted as I felt my heart start racing. The other announcer Forte had discovered, along with Zero's true identity. The other announcer behind the killing game was right in front of me. Lyle paused and took a close look at the person inside the capsule. He took out the secret note he'd been holding on to and inspected it further. Without a word, he started unlatching the capsule.
What are you doing? Are you going to take that person out of the capsule? What if they're on life support or something?
It's the person behind Eve. There's a pin on her shawl that looks just like the Eve announcer's symbol and the symbol on the secret note.
She could be dangerous. What if she gets attacked or something?
Whatever! There's 3 of us and 1 of her. Stay alert! The final latch clicked and cool air rushed out of the containment unit. We watched in awe as the glass automatically rose. She looked like she were asleep. A steady, barely noticeable rise and fall of her chest indicating her shallow breath. Then, her eyelids switched.
How?
Her voice was hoarse but familiar. The formerly disembodied voice of Eve was now given a definite face. She reached out before she could do anything. Lyle stopped her. Hey! What are you doing?
Please, I can't bear being in there a second longer.
She murmured wearily as she struggled with an enormous effort to pull herself up. Come on, Lyle, give me a hand! Lyle grumbled in dissatisfaction but helped anyway, guiding Eve out of her containment. She crumbled to the floor, completely fatigued. Oh, lovely French.
Are you okay?
Oh, they have sprites.
I'm...
She could hardly shake out a response. Then I remembered. Here, if you're hungry. Reaching into my pocket, I offered her the jam Danish I'd saved earlier. Oh, that was the purpose of it. She generously accepted, taking only a few bites before stopping altogether.
Oh, Pandora, what have I done to you?
The blank, somber stare glazed over her tearful eyes.
You're Gaia Sperry, right? How did you know?
I don't know how to explain time travel shit, Zero Escape game, shifting, blah blah blah. I still didn't know how to reasonably describe the strange occurrence I had experienced earlier that caused me blah blah blah, Still didn't know how to reasonably describe the strange occurrence I'd experienced earlier that caused me to know things I shouldn't.
Wait. Who is this? Who is this bitch? It's okay. As Echo says, I'm Gaia Sperry, Pandora's twin sister, who can save her. Oh, you're twins? Oh, twin sister? I explained the striking similarity to Pandora.
Save her? Does it mean this note was from you in an attempt to contact her? What's your role in the involvement in this game?
Hang on, you want to save her? Since you're a part of this game that... I don't know, I thought you were working against us.
With a heavy sigh, Gaia sat herself up against the base of the containment unit.
You have a lot of questions. I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. Welcome to testing chambers. It's a pleasure to meet you all. Echo, Lyle, and Canon.
Okay. We gave Gaia some time to regain her as she cautiously savored the pastry I had given her. She sat herself in a chair at the small workstation as we idly waited. Lyle was noticeably impatient. Canon, still and unreadable. So, who are you in the context of this game?
Unlike Zero, who controls many aspects of the killing game, I'm just an overseer. We are able to oversee the entirety of the game from our captivity. Whoever is placed in one of these incubators has their consciousness removed from their body and incorporated into the technology of the facility. I was never originally a part of this, but seeing as the containment unit has a synonymous framework into collecting data from our consciousness and biopsychology, I was able to wedge my way through the basic functions. But I'm concerned. It was Zero's request to open the foyer doors. I think he wanted you to find me in this room. I'm afraid he has something in store for me.
She shuddered at the thought. If what Gaia said was true, even she wasn't safe. Is this a farce? A bunch of lies to make us believe you're not a threat? I'm sorry I cannot provide more details to convince you. You'll just have to take my word for it. In that case, where is Zero? His body's in one of the other units. However, he is in a much worse condition. Gaia pointed at one of the other units on the opposite side of the hexagonal centerpiece. Lyle and I walked over to the unit that was lit. The screen displayed critical in red. Oh, there they are. It was as she said. The faces of Zero was in the unit, but his hair and clothing were different, just like in the assumed profile for Akihiko. It's him. Akihiko Quartz, otherwise known as the Ultimate Real Host. Zero, the spare program infected version of Akihiko, has control over malicious threats. I ceded control over general facilities as well as the infirmary in an attempt to make contact with participants. That note. It was Pandora's room gift. I composed a note for Pandora and whoever could recognize the other emblem. Whoever could recognize Zero's, or rather Akihiko Quartz's, emblem. But I haven't had any luck, and I'm not sure Pandora figured it out either. Huh? Gaia doesn't know who the other insider is? Say his profile was attached with this Akihiko's after all. Well, wait a minute. I heard Canon's hush muttering. Well, what are we waiting for? Huh? Why don't we just release him from the unit and be done with this game? That is not advised. That's just Akihiko's body. The one operating the game is Zero, a forged consciousness of Akihiko that has been merged with his spare program. I don't know how Akihiko's real consciousness is faring. I worry he's too far gone. If we release him, it's possible Zero could malfunction, but it could also kill the host's consciousness. So what? A small price to pay for all the hell he's putting us through. I mean, it's a possibility, but I think that should still be a last resort because, even though Zero's, a bitch, Akihiko's probably not a bitch. And, he deserves to live. So, yeah. No, please, it's not him! It's the fault of the spare program, the Preservation Project's ultimate... Oh! It's the fault of the spare program, the Preservation Project, the ultimate prize! The ultimate prize is being merged with the spare program, and then you become the... Oh my god. Then everyone's memories get erased, and then we start the... Oh my god! Guy's eyes are dark. All this, a charade conducted with appalling precision for the purpose of the ultimate prize, a complete and utter hoax. That's why Akihiko said that Sei didn't want the prize. It's a hoax? I recalled what I'd heard earlier before I found myself with a group split decision. The ultimate prize is freedom, right?
The ultimate prize. You don't want it.
What is the ultimate prize? A second after my hushed question did a booming clunk sound through the halls. The lights went out. No!
Darkness! Lyle's gift, direct from his fears to you. Only murder will lift the darkness.
Oh, fucking shit. The honestly short announcement being cut out and we were left to wallow in the void. Okay, everyone, group hug. Everyone hold hands. Canon, come on, hold hands, grabby. Come on, Lyle, Gaia, hold hands, come on. Hold hands. Everyone was blanketed in black velvet. I couldn't even see my own hand in front of my face. What the hell is anyone meant to see anything in this darkness, let alone do something as calculated as murder? Calm yourselves. He wouldn't cut out the power if his former body is still in the containment unit. Are you sure? Wait, that aside, Lyle, Cal, are you okay? There's no response from either of them. However, I heard sharp, haggard breaths beside me. Oh, damn it! Zero! You're just stop being a bitch! First you kill off his best friend, his boyfriend, and then you're putting him in darkness, his worst fear? Are you kidding me? This is not cool! Someone keeps having a fit. His voice is tight. Lyle, are you okay? It's dark. I can't. Hang in there! A flash briefly bled through the darkness. My eyes adjusted to the brightness, and I could see the silhouette of Gaia standing some feet away from me, holding the light. This should help. A flashlight and an emergency kit below my capsule. Yes, thank you! Took out the flashlight and directed the beam towards the wall, allowing the light to bounce and disperse itself for a little more illumination. Come on! Deep breaths. His breaths were broken, but he was making an effort to control his breathing. I tried to comfort him, rubbing his shoveling back as he tried to steady himself. I think they, Echo and Lau, could be good friends. As Guy and I gave Tyler to recoup, I noticed something strange. Wait, where's Canon? Canon! No, Canon! Don't die again, please! Please don't die again, please! Canon! I called out to her but got no response. Did she get lost? Damn it! She has to be up to no good. As I couldn't help but jump to the same conclusion, I felt there had to be another reason for her disappearance. Don't say that! As much as we all hated to see the truth in the first trial, Canon still helped us. And she even gave me the group photo after she took after Ash's trial. She probably went to look for the other three. How could she possibly see in the pitch darkness? Why didn't she just sit still and do nothing like she always does? I can't say. And that's also rude, Lyle. I just hope she doesn't do anything outrageous. She doesn't die again. Sure, but there's no telling what could happen to her, though. No! Canon! A body has been discovered on the trial grounds! Ah! Just as Zero said, the lights returned after the announcement of a body discovery.
It will be granted the period of investigation that we will begin our cross trial!
No fucking way! I didn't want to believe it, but the game carried on to take another victim. I gulped. Gaia, do you know who's killed? Gaia shifted nervously. I cannot see anymore. After being removed from the containment even, I can only do as much as you participants can. That is, until I gain control from the systems here. Gaia quickly made herself busy at the workstation, familiarizing herself with the programs once more. This can't be happening. So, we have to go up there. I don't know what we'll find, but another death? What else could occur in this damn place? I didn't care for much of the indignation of his tone, but Lyle was right. At this point, it would be foolish to expect anything less than death. However, I just wanted to know that whoever remained was still safe. Let's go. We should try to rendezvous with whoever's left. What about her? Can we trust that she doesn't do anything funny? Guy was deep in thought. Turned fixed to the workstation near Zero's. Go ahead. I've been investigating this group for some time. There's still much to learn from here. I'll do what I can to shore up information. Don't worry about me. I'll be on my own, but I know better than to let my guard down. I was focused on the workstation, data filling the monitors with lines and lines of who knows what. It didn't seem to be moving on soon, so Lyle and I left her to her work. Okay, be careful. Thank you. Lyle and I darted out of the testing chambers, making haste for the elevator. Come on! What is it? The elevator isn't working! We can wait around for the elevator. Let's just head up the stairs. Hurry! She would not be conniving with Zero after all. Lyle growled to himself, but I didn't reply. It was impossible for me to say whether or not Gaia was truly on our side, but after freeing her from captivity, I had a feeling she wasn't hostile. I sighed. Regardless, there were more immediately pressing matters to attend to. Making about face, we rushed through the hall and back up the stairs. Turning to the floor, we met with a troubling sight. No! Say, I swear to God, if you killed Forte 2, I'm gonna ring your throat. I love you, but but this is too much. You already killed them in the other room. I can't do this again. Missy! We closed in on her. The first thing I noticed was a large splash that was cut into her chest. Her drooping body was held upright against the elevator door jamb between the elevator cab and the foyer, preventing the doors from shutting. Shit! Rushed to her side, all while maintaining a cautious distance from her unmoving body. I reached for her glasses and would notice her bracelet. Lyle, before we jump to any conclusions! I was concerned, but of course I drew less to her wrist. Oh my God! Oh, she's alive! She's alive! She's alive! The small bracelet was still rose gold. Okay. We have hope! We have hope, guys! Come on! Infirmary! Let's go to the infirmary! Come on! Phew. She's not the victim, but what happened to her? And why did the body discovery announcement go off? This is live, right? Get her up and let's find out. Let's go to the trial grounds because then we can find the body and then... it's Forte, isn't it? Find the body and then we can take her to the infirmary. Lana kneeled down, trying to wake her from whatever daze she was in as I returned her glasses. Her eyes flutter open as she groaned, reaching toward the deep cut in her chest. Oh, thank God! Oh, Missy! Oh, Missy, thank God you're alive. Oh my God! Oh, lovely, lovely woman! You lovely woman! You Jesus! Best girl! I love you. I love you so much. Oh, I'm so glad you're alive. I'm so fucking glad. Missy! Oh, Echo and Lyle. Come with me! Her eyes snapped open as she leapt into the elevator, clicking the button for the trial grounds. We gave chase and rumbled to the crusted floor. Yeah, let's go! Upon arrival, we were met with another gruesome encounter. No! Oh, it's bracelets. The bright pink. Oh. Say! Of death. You killed her in the other room, and you killed like 3 people in the other room. You probably did more. Forte's body was covered in blood, and Say, stained with the liquid as well, was sitting on the floor in an emotionless daze, staring at him. Say why? Say why? She said nothing as the three of us surrounded Forte's body. Bracelet was singed with the sickening bright pink color that indicated his death status, as if the pools of blood didn't indicate it clearly enough. What the hell happened when we split up? Astonishment painted Missy's face as she took in the scenery. It was time to glare at the most damning person, the one drenched in blood. What? Sage detached expression told us nothing. Or perhaps everything. I'm sorry, I've no idea what happened. You better not be lying! I'm not! Lucy flinched and tentatively tried to cover her wound. Investigate as you wish. I won't stop you. I need to clean this up. Missy tottered through the elevator and into the infirmary on the other side, leaving us with the victim and Say. So, care to share anything, Say? I didn't think so. This is a mess. No kidding. It's really up to us to investigate? You were just about the furthest away from the crime. How can we begin to infer what have occurred 4 floors above? It's only up to us. Does it look like either Say or Missy are going to fess up? They're covered in blood! Yeah, you're right. At the very least, we were together with Gaia, so that solidifies our alibi somewhat. Having said that, Canon was still nowhere to be found. Could it be? And let's get to it. You can't make me do this. You can't make me do this. Say, what the fuck? I thought we were chill. I thought we were besties. Why the fuck did you do this to my man? This is literally... 28 seconds. Forte's body was lying face up with a familiar dagger stuck in his abdomen. That's Darling's dagger. The scenario were anything like the scenario when I went with Missy to investigate, I could only assume the dagger came from her possession. But why did Missy herself suffer such a huge slash? I just want to stare at him for a little longer. Oh! What's this? Behind Forte's head was a sizable pool of blood. It probably fell backwards in the back of his head, split from impact. The thought was upsetting. And maybe did Say stab him post-mortem? I don't know. Alright, Say, fess up. What the fuck happened? Say was motionless and expressionless. She didn't dare look at anything except the body that lay before her. Say, did you do a murder? I didn't know where to begin with questioning her. I didn't want to suspect her, but you probably should suspect her, because, you know, yeah. It's difficult to think otherwise. She didn't appear to make any attempt in hiding her involvement either. I stammered for a minute before giving up completely. So what's the big idea, Say? Saying nothing just makes you more suspicious, you know. You know, pleading the fifth isn't going to help your case. Well, it certainly doesn't make her any less suspicious either. Sure, but blood makes a compelling case in favor of suspicion of murder. Murder. Whatever. And for nothing. And I thought they got, like, some sibling shit going on. Damn it. Alright. Hook. Gee, wonder who I could talk to. So many options. Lyle. Order up. Any thoughts? Absolutely none. Pfft, just the one that says the culprit. Seems plainly clear enough, but does that seem like something she would do? Oh yeah. You literally saw the other route, her going on a fucking murder spree. Well, who knows? It's likely that while the other group was investigating, something occurred that provoked her. Oh, I figured you might know a little more about her since you two have been talking lately. Something like that. She didn't talk much. I just think out loud to her. As for how she might behave, I can't put a pin on her. So, excluding the obvious potential culprit, I'm up a creek. It was only understandable that the both of us were stumped. We'll see what changes when Canon shows up. That are alive, that is. Oh dear. What else is here, bro? Oh, okay. I thought I investigated that. Whatever. It looks like he's stabbed multiple times before the culprit plunged the dagger firmly in one spot. Surrounding the dagger is stuck in his body, Forte had several tears in his shirt, showing the lacerations in his abdomen underneath. The lacerations were noticeably clustered around the abdominal area. The scene was gruesome. Despite that, there didn't seem to be much of note. Did you find anything? To say even have half an idea of what happened would be a stretch. There's very little to draw conclusions from. Well, except for Lyle and I looked at Say. Forte's body, Say's body, Say in an essentially locked room. Couldn't be more straightforward. I can't believe this. Is there even a victim report? Maybe if we return to the foyer, we'll find one from the kiosk. Oh, that's cool that we see her without her jacket. I know she's all bloodied up right now, but it's still cool. It's the only way I can cheer up right now, is by sipping over Missy to avoid my two dead boyfriends. I'd like to see the victim report as well. I am displeased to say that I'm unaware of what happened here. Missy returned to the trial grounds for the infirmary, a gauze dressing covering the inflicted wound. As Missy scanned the bloody scene once more, her downcast gaze paused to meet Say's. Say, why do I get you cleaned up? You're being audibly casual with the culprit. As they respond, she offered her hand to Say, who stiffly reached up to receive it. Two of them left the crime scene without a word. Were we supposed to stop them? Well, it's not going to get very far. I don't even know where to start with how strange this all is. I'll just get down to the foyer and find the victim report. There's no use standing around a dead body. Zero probably has to clean up this place after the trial anyway. I nodded. I started towards the elevator as I glanced at Forte's body one last time. We took the elevator back down to the foyer once more. Bye. Arriving at the foyer, Lyle went straight to the main kiosk. I stepped out to follow, but stopped at a familiar sight. Oh, Missy's, darling. A familiar photograph of Darling was on the floor, and a small puncture at the top of it. Huh? I've seen this before. It was the same photograph Missy received for a special gift, but this time it wasn't with her when she received it. But it has a small puncture at the top, so that means she did stab it with the dagger. So, it has to be after that then, right? However, I noticed that the wall near the elevator has a similarly small puncture that matched the photograph. Could it be? The two punctures in the wall in the photograph can be indicative of when Missy pinned the photo in the wall with Darling's dagger like last time. but if the photo is on the floor, a puncture in the wall, and the dagger is in a different place, someone must have taken the dagger out of the wall. What did it mean? If anything at all. Hey, Echo! The victim report is over here! Sorry, coming! I hustled over to Lyle as he waved the postcard-sized black sheet. Ah! The victim's body was discovered on the trial grounds. The estimated time of death is 13:45. Hey, that's almost my time. In 2 minutes, it'll be 13:45. What? Is that it? You're telling me this is completely useless. It doesn't even say the cause of death. Yeah, it's all dodgy. I wonder if Guy had something to do with manipulating the report. You think she has something to do with it? Well, not ruling out the possibility. A Guy allegedly lost her overseer visibility. It might be possible she had the capability of manipulating the report from the workstation. I grumbled at the thought of another suspicious act. Oh, that reminds me. Canon is still absent. I hope she's okay. She must be. If she were dead, another victim report would have turned up. That's not very comforting. After a brief discussion about the victim report, Missy and Say emerged from the living quarters, meeting us in the foyer. Say's expression remained as somber as before. Missy's eyes were shifting with unease. The two of them might have cleaned up the mess in the scene before, but whatever's going through their minds continued to darken their faces. The trial might start in a minute now. Let's use your time wisely to get information out of those two. Say, honey, what happened? Say, can you give me a general idea of what happened? Are you okay?
No, dumbass. I just fucking... It was witchcraft gone wrong, obviously. I didn't mean for that to happen. I just meant he was meant to be a sacrifice and I'd revive him, but then the revival spell didn't work, and so... It's not my fault. Did you get hurt or anything? No, I'm fine. You're... fine? Say nodded. That's just fantastic to hear. Why do you care? Well, you're safe. That's always good news. You might not be safe for very long. Because, you might get executed, but, Judge came out of that mess completely unscathed. Unlike Missy, who received a nasty scar. And unlike Canon, who was completely missing. What was going on? Do you have anything to say about being at the crime scene? No. It should be crystal clear what happened there. You say that, but... Just tell us if it's so crystal fucking clear! They closed their eyes and turned away, ending the conversation promptly. I couldn't bring myself to believe it. But what? There's nothing more to be said about this, is there? She's asking for this. There shouldn't even be a trial for something as clear as this. I just don't want to jump to any hasty conclusions, okay? We might suffer the consequences from a poor decision if we go to the most obvious. That's what would happen if we went for Missy last time. We had to be careful. The trial was our only chance to clear the confusion, even if it did look clear as day. Missy Vesper. Missy, are you alright? I'll survive. Fortunately, the cup wasn't too deep. That's a relief. What happened? To be honest, I haven't the foggiest. I can hardly even recall how I ended up where I did. Start at the top. What did your group do when we split up? We visited Cyrus's room as a group to gather information. I used a diamond pommel to knock the doorknob off and unlatch the lock. Inside, we found files about the preservation project, a class dossier detailing our backgrounds, and some floor plans for the area you visited. After exhausting the files of information, we visited the trial grounds, thinking we could confront the one administering the game. However, Zero was nowhere to be found. We hit a dead end. Figures. Whoa. Missy's story. And it was strikingly similar to what we did when I explored the main floor with her and Forte. This was true. Luckily, I knew exactly what information was detailed thanks to the strange occurrence I experienced. While we were idling in the trial grounds, the motive directed at Forte and Say came into play. Forte had a bit of a sorrowful look about him when we heard the song, and Say, she got nothing. We had hit a dead end. We searched the most damning places we could in our area, and still yet nothing cropped up. That said, I decided to employ what I learned about Say from the files. She has some connection to Zero. Say knows Zero? Oh yeah, the only one who knew about Say and Zero were the ones who stayed in the foyer and investigated Cyrus's confidential information. Yes, I pleaded for her to share what she knew, that she should admit for the sake of escaping our enclosure. But, rather than insisting, it appears she snuck the dagger from her possession and lashed out at me. Say, attacked you? I'm afraid so. I must have said something wrong to provoke her.
At that point, all I can recall is happening back from the sudden offense as Forte put himself between me and Say. She made a threat to harm herself, directing the dagger at herself, after which Forte made a move to take the dagger, but seeing as she's unharmed, it was a false alarm. Probably hit my head or something, because I must have blacked out until you two came. You two trailed off. It was discomforting to see her so unsure. As far as your mission goes, Say was the last one wielding the dagger, the very same one that's planted in Forte's body right now. That's correct. There doesn't seem to be any other conclusion here, is there? This is essentially a lawful murder with only one possible culprit. It would be difficult to contest otherwise. I just wouldn't be able to sit myself if I really did cause her to spiral this far. Her voice cracked with remorse. I wanted to reassure her that it wasn't her fault, but I didn't want to lie and let anyone down. The situation was only getting more and more bleak by the minute. By the way, where is Canon? I wish we could tell you. Looks like you didn't see her crawling up around here either. She disappeared while we were investigating beyond the foyer doors. Can't see where she just ran off to, though. I see. Her absence during all this is quite disconcerting. Not to mention, I don't seem to have the revolver in my possession anymore. Ah, no! Shit. Azir reached into her inner coat pocket and came up short. You have got to be kidding! Damn it! The revolver was missing. That, along with Canon's absence, was cause for concern. What did you two learn the sequestered floor beneath us? Well, the floors below us are the trophy room and testing chambers. We didn't explore the trophy room, but from the outside look of it, it's just a display area for the hunting game. However, we found the physical bodies of Zero and Eve, or Akihiko Quartz and Gay Aspera in the testing chambers. Oh, so you learned their identities as well? Yeah, you seem surprised. The student profiles were also in the class dossier. Why they were included when they are participants is beyond me. You'd think that kind of information would be better hidden. Other than that, we didn't find much else of note. I see. And none of you were near the crime scene at all? No, when the blackout occurred, we were immobilized, stuck in the testing chambers until the lights returned. It was a blackout? I had no idea. It must have hit when I was in my daze. Can't help but think it caused a snowball effect, would say, resulting in Forte's death. Missy grumbled under her breath, visually trying to warp her head around what we learned. After learning about the details of Missy's side of events, we were getting more and more tangled up. Echo, a word. After talking to Missy and Say, Lyle and I shuffled off for a sidebar. I wonder what could have happened about everyone in such precarious situations. Never mind that. We have a very clear culprit here, don't you agree? If we point out who it is right away, the answers will come spilling out. I don't know if it's as simple as you think it is. Don't get all contemplative on me. Look, it's dangerous to make assumptions. I don't want to suffer needless consequences if we can't help it. I get that, but don't discount a healthy suspicion. There's no use blindly following someone's word and word alone. Especially when one's adrenaline starts messing up with their perception of the situation. Facts can get muddled up. Agreed. We've experienced it personally. Lana and I were on the same page. Though our approaches were different, the only thing we had going forward was our intuition. We have to put our heads together. We won't get anywhere if we don't work together. I hope I can count on you for help. Likewise, but I can't promise anything. Where on earth is Canon, though? Last I recall, she's been acting a bit worrisome since last night. And I don't think it helped her frustration that you tried to take her camera. Malashon made a dark look, casting his gaze under heavy eyelids. She's not the most trustworthy, okay? Running around doing who knows what. Though, I shouldn't stir the pot, I suppose. I sighed. I couldn't disagree with Lyle Sands, but Canon did make an attempt to cheer me up somewhat. I couldn't flat out accuse Lyle. I couldn't help but think her behavior was the result of me rejecting her photograph.
It's that time, folks! Last trial time, everyone! The elevator will take you all up to the courtroom once everyone has entered. Not that there's much of you left anyways.
Four of us slowed in the elevator once more, the doors sliding into a close as we anxiously stood by for whatever discoveries we would make in the courtroom. Man, there's only 4 of us now? It's in the elevator cab. I'm moving. Jeez, what's going on this time? The doors slid open once more. Canon? Huh? What? Canon crept to the elevator. The doors finally closed and the elevator began to move. She was alive, thankfully. Canon! Where the hell have you been? Didn't hear a single breath from her. Her silence was deafening. She faced away from the rest of us, completely unreadable. Canon was alive after all. Her behavior after last night and her absence during this whole mess, it was worrisome. Canon, I whispered. She didn't react at all. Came in haunting re-entry. Given what we know about a revolver gone missing and Canon's disappearance from the testing chamber moments before the body discovery announcement, was I too late? Was this my fault? Chapter 3. Dignity, Diligence. She didn't turn. Canon, I was cold to you last night. You don't have to apologize. I ought to be the one who's sorry. Canon's voice was hushed. Huh? I'm sorry. But you don't have anything to be sorry for. I'm the one who tore your well-intentioned photo in half. Canon? What did she mean? I ought to be the one who's sorry. The atmosphere was disquieting. No one said a word. We still reserved all our inquiries for the upcoming trial. Oh, chapter 4? Endless and unfamiliar. What? Another visit to trial grounds. This is a whole chapter? Every trace of the crime scene had been removed, so nothing happened. However, I saw the faint image of blood painting the floor burn the back of my eyes. The 5 of us stepped in wearily, footsteps echoing in the chamber as we habitually navigated to our respective stands in silence of the trial. What is that? I hate it so much. When we split up, our groups had discovered a slew of information that attempted to explain our captivity. In spite of making these discoveries that we thought would help us prevent further danger, another one of our group has fallen. Okay. Oh! Welcome back, Gaia. It's unfortunate that I must greet you all like this, but welcome back to the trial grounds. A fuzzy hologram of Gaia appeared before us.
Oh, you're here too? Sure, whatever. Showing your face isn't really gonna change anything, you know.
Gaia, do you know anything about what happened to Forte? I can't say that I do, but please consider my presence and access to your discussion. Should you need any inquiries answered, I will do my best. Because this one has been nothing but useless. If anything, I will posit that Zero will at least respect my testimony. What makes you think you can pull the wool over her eyes? What if you two are colluding?
Ha! You give her too much credit. At this point, she's nothing but an obstacle. Eve, or rather, as you know her now as Gaia, no zilch. I'm the only one who knows for certain whether you'll all be voting correctly or incorrectly. After all, what kind of judge would I be if I didn't know? Freeing Gaia meant stripping her of her prize.
Huh? Huh?
But we're not here to talk about that. So let's get this show on the road. Let's go. Let's get it.
Clash trial, all rise. Okay. Oh.
Let's go over the rules, shall we? You're all going to try to figure out who the culprit of today's hated crime is. The rules are as follows. Discuss, discover, and determine who the culprit is among your group. A majority vote will see the individual state and help to see what happens there. One of the few outcomes will occur. All of you bitches will die if you vote incorrectly, and the person who's the culprit will get the other prize. Yeah, vote correctly, and yeah, the culprit will die, and you'll all live. Woohoo! Yippee-ki-yay! Our victim today is Forte Sol, the ultimate opera singer. It's a real shame we never got to hear that bass baritone voice of his. So you know what to do. I'm sure he'll get this one done real quick.
Zero chuckled to himself after his brisk opening statement. We all stared at each other in circumstances of the stands, our eyes locking on some most suspicious. Say with her dead-looking eyes.
Don't waste your breath on this.
There's an obvious answer. Is that so? Let us be the judge of that. This case is going to be difficult, but we need to try. Though I desperately wish this wouldn't happen again, a culprit must be found. First thing first, we can't ignore the fact that Say was right in the middle of the crime scene, drenched in blood, presumably from the victim himself. It's ineffable. The sheer amount of evidence proving that you're at fault for this. Make your own judgment. Fine. There's no way around the fact that no one else could have killed Forte, but I suppose I'll entertain you. Let's clear up everyone's alibi. When the 6 of us split up, the 2 groups were as follows. Missy, Forte, and Say went to investigate the floors we've seen. Echo, Canon, and I went to investigate beyond the foyer doors. Here is when Gaia's statement will prove useful. Yeah. Me, Lyle, and Kendall were together with her for a majority of the afternoon, down the testing chambers. That is correct. I have not left the testing chamber since my release. As to supporting Lyle and Echo's statements, I did not see anyone leaving the testing chambers. Nevertheless, I unfortunately took no notice of when Canon supposedly left. Yeah, Canon, you managed to slip out unnoticed when Lyle and I spoke to Gaia. Where did you go? I had to step out. Step out? And where to? Back to the main wing so you can sneak out and plot something on your own? Canon in the main wing? If she were involved in Forte's murder, she never made herself known during our journey. The three of us didn't see a trace of her as we explored the rooms, and only the three of us went in the elevator before Forte's demise. So only the three of you went up. Missy, is there anything you can tell us about your group's aspiration? Forte is no longer with us, and Say is obvious culprit number 1. And Say might be unreliable. Doesn't the blood speak for itself? Say, one moment. I commit to a conclusion so hastily, so I'd like to know what occurred leading to the events that caused my side of the investigation to unravel so grievously. The three of us moved as one unit into the main wing for the entirety of the investigation. Like I said, we all entered the trial grounds together. And, well, I cannot speak more plainly about what occurred after, though I wish more than anything it were untrue. But that wish is nothing more than dust. The slaughter that has been carved and proves this. Say, turn the dagger on me. Clear as day! Say Kono is the culprit behind Forte Solo's murder! Hold it! If you asked me to act right now, I wouldn't lay a vote against Say. I was the only one present when she made her assault. I should know what her motive to cause harm was, and I say it was not with murderous intent. Say still harmed you, though. That action alone could be indicative of more. Case in point, the very poignant murder of Forte? Are you protecting her? What do you even have to gain for doing something like that? Hang on, if Missy has an explanation, we should hear her out. I'm still apprehensive of voting too quickly, especially when we haven't established any rhyme or reason. Indeed, my testimony is not driven by a want to gain anything except the truth. Would I not be endangering myself if I voted against Say? Yeah. I see where this is going. Knowing how tiresome you all are, you want to dig for a reason behind these sort of things, despite seeing that the conclusion could not be more telling. Fine, let's talk about motivation. Let's just cut to the chase, will you? It would be helpful. After all, Zero explicitly delivered motivations in different targeted ways over the course of the afternoon. Motivations? What would have caused Say to turn the dagger against Missy, and possibly against Forte as well? And did hearing the other motivations cause someone else to behave differently? Hopefully, in turn, we might also get to answer to Lyle's questions of what Missy might have to gain if she potentially were protecting Say. Let's see what everyone has to say about their specific motives. My motive? It was a photograph. That's true. Let's just click that, just so we know. We know not much. Care to expound on what the photograph is? No, I didn't look at it. Do you want us to suspect you? For all we know, you could have been planning something from the moment you received the photograph. Lyle, hang on. If Missy said she didn't see Canon around, it's not fair to call Canon the culprit right away. I still think there's something strange about her not being around when the lights went out. She claimed she didn't look at the motive photograph. Canon's absence during a majority of the afternoon was concerning. My motive, along with Canon's, was delivered shortly after our two groups parted ways. A photograph, the bloodied portrait of a friend, whom the dagger once belonged. Okay, let's just go through all this. Missy drew the sheathed dagger she clung onto after the second trial. I admit I was overcome with the zealousness to confront the one we called the Puppet Master, pinning the marked photo on the wall outside the elevator with the dagger. How the dagger ended up on the trial grounds as the murder weapon, I can only suspect that Say discreetly retrieved it from the wall and concealed it on her person before attacking me in a state of panic. So, we're able to trace the dagger's origin to you, but you claim to have left it as a wall dormant before entering the elevator. Correct. I wasn't sure if I could write out the conditions of Missy's wound just yet, but Missy not initially taking the dagger with her into the trial ground seemed intentional somehow. Say, the announcement didn't direct any sort of gift to you. That's right. That's true. Forte Solomon's song was announced first, and Say's announcement of nothing followed shortly. Did she react to the message in any way? She didn't react in any particular manner, no. Nothing. It's only fitting for me. Is that so? It's possible to say being left out might have left an impression on her. And Lyle, your motive was a blackout, a result of my fear of the dark. Darkness? I wasn't aware something like that occurred. Yeah, but when you don't have any remembrance of it, it might have lasted for the duration when you were knocked out. I see. What does my motive have to do with the case anyway? We already discussed that me, Echo, and Guy were all together on the floor beneath the foyer, nowhere near the trial grounds. Well, we have to assume it affected the entire building, and that group upstairs has also lost their visibility. The darkness occurring has to have some bearing on the timeline of events. See, do you recall blackout occurring? Yes. I can't believe I still have to ask, but care to elaborate at all? It's unimportant. Is that so? But during the moment before Gaia found the flashlight, it was too dark to even see my own hand in front of my face. How would it have been possible to do anything without visibility? Based on the murder scene, we had a glaringly obvious culprit. But none of us could understand why Say would act in such a way. To make things more confusing, Say's the only one without a properly delivered motive. The timing and respective intensity of each motive. It must create some validity on our headspaces as far as I can tell. It's a little tough to follow which ones aren't relevant. So now that I think about it, what if announcing them was the purpose of the motive? What? Announcing motives? But why would someone else's motive affect anyone but the person it's meant for? But I was just thinking, I didn't receive a personalized motive either, but to hear that everyone got something that would try to provoke the murder, wouldn't that be frightening? To hear who has motives and a reason to kill, you'd feel tormented that others could turn on you. That's all I could think of. Say received her motive last, at least before Lyle's blackout. In that case, we're back to square one! Say is the culprit. You just explained the reason why she would be motivated to kill despite not receiving a personalized motive herself. She heard all the motives previous to hers and must have been shaken by the potential of everyone turning on her. Discussion deadlock. Well, it's possible, but no buts! If you need more proof, let's move on. With the advent of Missy's claim on Say's attack in mind, the next topic is obvious. That is, the state of Forte's body. Yeah, the victim report is extremely non-specific, more than the previous. Fake on purpose, most likely. There's an enormous amount of stab wounds in his abdomen, likely from the dagger before it was finally stuck in his body. Stabbed? I thought... Oh! Canon? Canon? Honey sweetie pie? What did you... Canon? Canon quickly fell silent. Something you want to share with the class, Canon? Oh, that's right. Canon, you didn't even see the body, did you? No, I didn't see the body. Then, is something wrong? Nothing's wrong. And why are you so shocked that Forte was stabbed? You clearly know something! Lyle, ease back down, boy. But please, Canon, if you notice something odd, we need your help. Something odd. Something odd. My help? It's... I shot Forte. Canon! What are you... Excuse me? You did what now? I shot Forte. Huh? You did what? Canon? That's what you were up to. You were up shooting and booting. You better explain yourself. Not only was the revolver out of Missy's hands when you met up with her, but you also have no alibi whatsoever. I would hope Canon is as contemptuous a person you think she is to deny information as crucial as this when cornered. But I must know as well. When did you come to the foyer? To what end did the bullet's last bullet entry to have finally been spent? Canon freely admitted that she caused harm to Forte, but to know why she must have meant to do such a thing caused anticipation to rise in my chest. I know I'm leaving you guys on a bit of a cliffhanger, but that's actually where I'm going to end today's video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and maybe check out the links in my description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys next video. Bye!